be?
Peter Jenkins, miss.
No, I haven't. Are you sure you're supposed to be here?
I got the time, miss.
So I see. Do it up. Very well, come along.
Or
And
could
a
just
legend
scoop you
form.
up. Yeah. Now, that was the very first episode, the very first day at Grange Hill, but that wasn't your first acting job.
I've been acting since I was about 4. I was a jobbing actor until about 13, and then Grange Hill came along, and that sort of changed everything for me, I must say.
Yeah. And what are your memories of recording that first
Sheer
episode?
joy.
Really?
Sheer joy, God, yeah. I mean, Tucker Jenkins came into my life and turned everything around. I wouldn't be here sitting next to you two today if it wasn't for Grange Hill, and it just, you know, I was offered the part, and parts of it, he was bionic, and I thought that's really good. It was about the time of, he thought he was the bionic man, and I thought, yeah, I'll have some of that. So I think that was one of the swinging things of why I went to do it. But
Phil,
no, just joy.
why was he called Tucker?
I just wanted a sort of like a nickname rather than, you know, sort of going like a Peter or Jenkins all the time. And I suppose it's the Northern Scouse thing that everybody, you know, has to have a nickname. You know, you can't just treat them as
was it just something you gave him, or was there a reason for him?
it's just a ring,
Tucker?
you know. I mean, you,
Tucker,
yeah,
maybe?
Peter Tucker Jenkins.
yeah.
Mm.
You know, so when you're trying to get a character, you kind of trying to hear in your head how it will sound when it rolls off. And I think, you know, if we look back now, he couldn't have been called anything else, could he?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 30 years it began. Still going strong. New series starts in February, doesn't it? Why did you decide to start Grange Hill? What was your thinking at the time? Did you feel that children were underserved?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the perceived knowledge, wisdom at that time, whatever, was that children didn't have a concentration span. You know, they couldn't watch things, so they had to give them to them in 5-minute bites. But of course, then I wasn't that too far away from my old childhood, and remembering, you know, I wanted to see things that were actually dealing with my life, and so my mantra then was like, well, give people what they can relate to, they'll be interested in, and they'll watch, you know. And it was about, you know, for kids from my type of background, you know, from working class estates, comprehensive schools, and not all Enid Blyton and Atomic Spies and things.
No,
Those
so many different.
titles bring back so many memories. I remember sitting down in front of the television being so excited.
Well, with your baked beans on toast. There's so many storylines. The swimming pool incident, the canteen protest. Is there a favourite plot line?
Oh, you just said it now, the swimming pool incident, and I think we were told off about that because a teacher had been pulled away to deal with another incident in the school, and Tucker and Benny and Alan decided to chuck these wooden seats in and have a water chariot race, which I won, thank God. But just looking back at them now, it is like I did them like last week or a couple of weeks ago. The memories of them will be in my psyche forever, but really happy ones.
Let's have a look back again at Tucker's first day.
Margaret Shaw. Janet James. Mary Johnson.
Try to put that young girl's eye out, were you? Were you born stupid?
Diana Lowe.
I see. It's something you've developed yourself, is it?
McMahon.
Don't
John
let me ever
Matthew.
catch you doing that again, understand?
Catherine Morgan.
Do you understand?
Richard Nolan.
What's your name?
Peter Jenkins.
Paul
Can't hear you, son.
Ryan.
Peter Jenkins, sir.
Where's your
Brian
tie, Jenkins?
In your pocket, sir.
It wasn't
Deborah
designed to go in your pocket, Jenkins. It goes round your neck.
Gary Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Then I suggest you put it on now.
Anthony
Face the
Underwood.
front and pay attention.
Thomas Watson.
And Phil, as everybody says when they watch that, you wouldn't be able to get away with that now, would you? That kind of behaviour?
No, I mean, the world's moved on, although it's quite interesting. I mean, the comment Todd made about that swimming pool episode, I mean, we got into trouble there because the teachers' unions complained, and I remember the quote, they said, even if a child had his leg torn off, they wouldn't leave the class unattended in the swimming pool, you know, which of course is absolutely nonsense, but I think we could see the start of this kind of, you know, the whole health and safety thing coming through there, you know, so that's quite interesting looking back over the 30 years. And I'm sure a lot of the people who've been waiting for 25 years for these DVDs to come out, you know, they'll sort of get the resonances and looking at it then, you know, that was then the way life is now, you know.
Reliving their youth in many ways. I mean, there's a frown you see that you have in that scene, and I thought that frown's familiar. And of course, Mark Fowler used to frown like that too on EastEnders.
He did, yeah. And so did Gabriel Kent as well, I think. So it's been.
And you do still like
I
that.
still do
There's
it
a
now in
common
real
element
life.
there, isn't
Real
there?
life. There's a little link there somewhere.
After Tucker, Phil, there was, I mean, there's been a number of controversial storylines. I remember particularly Zammo and his addiction to,
Yeah.
I mean, to heroin. It was pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
You haven't shied away from the difficult storylines. Were they realistic, do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, because I mean that one we did actually over 2 years because we wanted to get it as right as we could. And one of the things I was insistent on at the time is if we did drugs in that way, we took a year to show how people could actually get drawn into the culture. Then we spent another year giving people hope to show them how to get out of it, you know. And that's what Grange Hill's USP has always been about. It's always been about tackling life the way it is and helping teenagers go through the rites of passage, you know, to give them a kind of touchstone that, you know, it might not give them the answers, but it'll probably give them some of the questions to go and look for the answers from somewhere else.
You went off, of course, Tucker's Luck you had after
Indeed.
Grange Hill, and then
Spin-off.
we said goodbye to him. Was it
Finally, yeah, I think he went off into the sunset with Trisha Yates, from what I was remember. I think they always had a sort of love-hate relationship.
Last.
Always
Jill.
slightly open though, in
Well,
case
yeah,
they
absolutely.
always
But we never knew what happened to them after that because, you know, we didn't make it anymore. But
We should get them back together.
We'll
There's
get them back together.
two divorcees
Two
with
divorcees.
kids coming
Tucker's,
together.
well, yes, it's
Through some, yes.
Yeah.
Friends reunited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good
Bring
one.
it on.
There you go. You heard it here first.
You could direct it, of course, as well as acting.
Indeed, I could, yeah.
Yeah.
The practice.
Well, Phil Todd, great to see you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks a lot.
Let's get a last look at the weather now.